Princess, okay. Princess said that she thinks they are mixing two chemicals. Okay, that's a good attempt. Any other attempt? Please let's interact. This is a STEM workshop for you. Some of the skills you need to build is what? Confidence. And you need to see these people as your colleagues. I know we're not meeting for the first time, we met yesterday. But I know sometimes with learners, you prefer interacting with your teachers that are used to. But I'm not here to flog anyone, we're here to interact. So let's learn to interact, okay? What else can you see? Okay, let me help you so that we can move forward. This is an activity, and here we're able to bring what? Just the concept of what? An ocean into the laboratory. So this is an activity. Usually the name we give for the activity is ocean in the tank. So this is the water tank, and this is how currents are in the ocean. So we mix two colors, one with hot water, the other with cold water. Okay? So usually, on the surface of ocean, what do you feel? Or any water body, the river, what do you usually feel on the surface? Well, it's usually warm. Okay? It's usually warm. So the warm water goes up. Even when you mix your bathing water, right? You boil water and you mix it. You have to mix it very well to have an even distribution. Otherwise, the top surface is usually warmer. So this is an activity on ocean in the tank. Then this is the topic, my name. We've gone over this. National Teachers Institute and JICA, just like we mentioned. SMASE is a project that was birthed by Japan International Cooperation Agency. So we were in Nigeria for a while. Started it as a project before handing it over to the Federal Ministry of Education, other educational bodies which you see. But NTI is in charge of training teachers on this project and also workforce. So like I mentioned, this is what we do. Then, how did I get here as an education assistant? Very interesting, or it may not be interesting. So I started off loving teaching. When I was little, I loved teaching with the whole of my heart. But when you start growing up, you start hearing, there's no money, teachers don't have money. You hear things like that, okay? So at some point, with some experiences that I had, and I started switching. I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. At some point, I said I wanted to study medicine. I'm sure some of you here will attest to that. I think I know someone here who wants to study medicine. I can guess one person. Yeah. So, but my areas of strength were what? Mathematics. Then I loved computers. Then physics was just there by the side. Okay? Physics was just there for me. I could understand it easily, but I preferred mathematics and computers. Then at some point, I got sidetracked because of things you hear about different professions, and then as you interact with your colleagues, you hear different things. So eventually, I studied what? Physics. And I did physics with maths. Of course, in the first 2 years, we did maths and physics. And we also did education. So the courses that we did throughout were what? Physics, education, then mathematics. By the time when 400 level, that's our final year, we did mathematics for physics. So it wasn't directly under maths, but we did mathematics for physics. Okay? Then computer science is just an area of interest, and at least it's an interest that I pursue also. So I put in a bit of effort to that. Then how did I know that I wanted to be an educationist? Of course, it was a journey. At first, in the University of JOS, I said, okay, that's my experience now. I said, I didn't want to teach. When I was in university and I finally got the course, I kept saying, I didn't want to teach. Okay? But I had a lot of experiences that became very handy. So I was open to opportunities even when I got to NTI, Teacher Training Institute. Then we've had opportunities in both STEM and ADEA and JICA. So STEM, we all know what STEM is, right? We all know what STEM is, right? STEM. What is STEM? Your name?
My name is
Okay, please speak very well.
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So, through ADEA, ADEA is Association, stop making noise please, Association for Development of Education in Africa, then also JICA. And I decided, based on what education is, and I noticed that all my years, I still came back to what I love doing, teaching from the onset. I was lucky that I'm still on the path. And even though I love things like music, I play the guitar a little, I sing quite decently. I should sing for you. If I'm around, I'll bring my guitar and sing. Or maybe we'll sing together. I wanted to do that today, but it was a little bit sketchy. So maybe we can do that together, okay? But I always went back to doing what I love doing, teaching. I just know that anything I know how to do very well, I know how to break it down. So that was a natural gift, and it's something that I love doing. So that's what you should do. Look at your gifts and work on them. Okay, don't get sidetracked. Some of you may not be lucky to come back to doing what you're doing, or you may just finally find yourself somewhere. But I believe that we're all going somewhere and we'll get there. Okay. So here are some tips for you now. Okay. I was asked to use real examples on my job, career, and how women cope in this sector. So, high achieving females and what performing education. So, STEM, she told us the meaning of STEM. What we do right now, let me start by saying this. What we do right now in STEM is what we don't see these courses as different courses. Like I said, education is a very broad field, and just like the builder said yesterday, she's jack of all trades and master of all, right? STEM is what a multidisciplinary approach that you have many concepts, you have aspects of what science, technology, engineering, mathematics, agriculture, they're all STEM subjects. Geography, okay? So it's multidisciplinary, you have these subjects, but it's also interdisciplinary. They cut across each other. Can you do physics without maths? Can you do physics without maths? No. Can you be a doctor without chemistry? No. Can you do physics without chemistry? No. Okay. Someone said yes. No, you do them together. So it's an interdisciplinary approach. Then another these are some tips for you. That is what STEM is. Start thinking of STEM as what? What is STEM? No, I didn't get you very well. Okay. As what a multidisciplinary approach and also interdisciplinary. Then in your classes, also a tip for teachers and for you specifically. Start thinking of what hands-on activities, minds-on activities. Minds-on activities, of course, I asked her what STEM is. She told us the meaning of STEM because she knows it, she read it. Those are minds-on activities. Then when you have hands-on activities, remember the pictures I projected. Do you remember the pictures I projected? Yes. Okay, let's take a break. Please stand for a minute or less. Can we all stand? Can we all stand? Oh, teachers are exempted. The girls are not paying attention to the baby, they are tired. Don't worry, I will not take your time. I will take long, okay? So we have a lot of activities which you can do. But for hands-on, I want your hands to be on this. We are trying to, I think I'm either the second to the last week or so. So I'm just trying to enhance all that you've done. Please, I've noticed some of you have been making noise and making side talks. If I see you talking, you stand. I've been seeing you. If I see you talking, you stand. And please try to interact, okay? Okay? Okay, we can sit. Thank you. Falling under these three categories: hands-on activities, which you do with your hands, you manipulate objects. You have hands-on activities, you have hands-on activities, which teaches you value. So, as a scientist or whatever discipline you are, you should look for the value of what you are doing. Then we have science and maths process skills. Some of the pictures we saw and to harness those skills. We have problem solving skills. Identify a problem. Okay, you want to attend this boot camp, you want to sit, but I don't have where to sit. That is how things like your chairs and your tables came about. Okay, if I were to address many people, how do you go about it? That's why we have the microphone and the speaker, okay? So, scientists, these are some values you should have. Identify a problem. You also harness what your critical thinking skills. Then curiosity. You should be curious as what scientists and as learners. Then also be creative. Come up with creative ways. We have always use chairs. This is a chair, okay? Even though it has another name, we can call it a what? A what? Couch. That one is called a couch. Yeah, a cushion. This is what? A chair. That is another type of chair. You think of creative ways. People are doing things. You should also come up with this, okay? Then, now, please listen carefully. Underrepresented minorities, tribes, and gender balance. This is where you now come in. Of course, we factored you in since, but this is where you come in. Just like Mrs. Retat, you mentioned, a female was needed for a training. Was it a training? Yes. When you said a female was needed for a training or to fill it or something, and you had to be sought after. Was it a training? Research. So in such cases, sometimes you notice that most times we have a lot of men. Significantly, we have a lot of men. Especially in the north, we notice that we have a lot of men, but then fewer ladies or fewer women. And I have to tell you that even where I work, a lot of females have enjoyed such benefits because, well, they are few. But conversely, I've been to Southeast. Over there in the Southeast, you notice mostly men are into what? Education women are more into education than men. So when it comes to education, you have a role to play. When it comes to STEM in general, you have a role to play. And for example, I have two, I can call them mentors. They're even more than two there. Dr. Hafsat Lawa Kontabura, she was the director in SMASE. Okay? She was my previous superior. Then my current superior is Dr. Zainab Muhammad Shaibu. Okay? There are also people like Dr. Nyam here in JOS, then Professor Hawat Imam, who conducted a monthly maiden month, that's maiden means the first. So maiden monthly acculturation lecture, and it focused on entrepreneurship and then vocational education. So I won't bore you much with so many things, but now that you are in school, let's see how we can begin to round up this session. Now that you are in school, these are things you should pursue. Academic excellence. Are we listening? Okay, please pursue academic excellence. You'll be open to scholarships both nationally and internationally. So first things first, academic excellence, and this doesn't have to be boring. Right now you are young, you can have fun while learning, okay? Then follow your heart and hone your skills, like I said about hands-on activities. Then we have scholarships from so many bodies. These are just examples. FME, Federal Ministry of Education, they give scholarships. JICA, Fulbright, Chevy, UK, and other scholarships. There are a lot of them. I know someone who attended EQUA Staff School in her SS1 or SS2, but she was doing very well, even before she wrote her YEC, if I'm not mistaken. She aced her papers. I think that was her YEC, I can't remember, it was a long time ago. She was given scholarship to study in USA. She went there, did part of her schooling there, but she decided to come back. So she came back and graduated. Yeah. You are shaking your head. Some people will stay here in Nigeria. Some of us are here. We are not there. Right. Okay. So, and we need to build our society. We should be conscious of building our society.
Yeah.
Let's not bother too much on what Japa. I just want to leave this country. For some of you, you cannot just leave this country. Pursue academic excellence. If you want to leave on a good note, and then come back and be of value to your country. Okay? Then choices of subjects to study, I won't dwell long on that. There are so many subjects in STEM. Physics, optics and photonics, anything that has to do with light, okay? And then from there you have things like optical fiber. You remember some days back, even up to now, we still witness what? Network failure due to our optical fiber cable that has what? That was burned, right? It was damaged. So things like that, the STEM cuts across everything from